Hello and welcome to this here video where I will be talking about ESPT's capture of the AA network against WTH in a seasonal. This is, without a doubt, the most important win that ESPT has ever gotten. And I'll get to that later. So, this is essentially the culmination of a complete change in game plan. So, for the first basically 45 minutes, we have been trapped in the tank minigame. They're stacking up basically every single tank they get where the tank mark is, just north of the 5 points compound. And we just aren't winning. Things aren't going very well, but they're going well enough that we haven't been totally steamrolled. One thing that we've relied heavily on are AT guns. We are really leaned heavily into the AT guns, starting from Hugo's and then shifting all the way over to E7. Now, we had, up until this point, never defeated WTH. It was the only team left that we had never beaten. This core doesn't exist anymore. So, there was a moment, probably 15 minutes before this, about the, 30 minutes in, where I think we lost both of our heavies on the west side. It didn't go well. It was one of the, bold moves that we do that this time it didn't work out. As happens, not the end of the world. So, there's a moment where, and I don't necessarily, I mean, I wasn't even playing. I was watching this in Discord. There was a moment, and I don't know if everybody else experienced this, but it was like, oh no, not again. Not another slow, grinding loss to WTH to then leave the seasonal, I think. Maybe? Maybe not. But that thought is immediately countered by we've been here before. Because in this seasonal, we were not capturing midpoints initially. Like every game we played, we had to take a midpoint. So we knew we could do it. We'd done it before, we've been here before, many, many times, and we triumphed. But things aren't going well. So we make a very distinct, deliberate call in the armor channel of we're not going to commit to the tank minigame anymore. We're going to commit to just being at the front door and blasting HE. So that's exactly what we do. As you can see right here in the middle, this is only a PZ4, but I mean PZ4s, their main weakness is satchels. So that cuts out, that vastly simplifies the whole operation. In all honesty. We have a tank over here going to an Overwatch position just to try and keep pressure and keep their remaining 76s honest. We have a Tiger here in the middle, probably going to replace this P4. We also have, I mean, no one really has control of 5 points at this point. It's been back and forth. Like we'll have troops there, they'll have troops. We'll have troops there. They'll have troops there. Like, no one has actual control of this. Or just no one really has control of midpoint. And at this point, it's actually flashing neutral or contested. Infantry is taking control of Pierre's, which is key. Because 2 minutes later, 5 points, it's not really controlled, but they don't have control of it, so it's good enough for now. Pierre's is controlled, which means that an MG on the roof can control the entire wheat field, like single-handedly in a way that's very unfair. And we have 2 tanks right in the middle, and I can confirm multiple spawns have been destroyed in the hard cap, which is the single most important thing that you can do in a game. And from this screenshot, it's not super distinct right now, but there's the L shape. Got the front line over here, left to right. Then you've got the flank developing over here with 1, 2, 3 tigers in the front line, essentially closing the gap of the front line. So that makes this a certified bona fide attack. And it requires their tanks to reposition. And essentially, because of because of the weakness of rockets and weakness of American tanks, the rockets, I mean, it completely changes the entire dynamic. This is a lesson that Syndicate taught us on Utah Chapel. Is that like if the only option that the infantry has are satchels, like that's good for the Tigers. So that was kind of the entire foundational thinking of stick just some armor right in their face, and then make them deal with you. And so they've repositioned down from this hill to this road, and there is one more up here, and then there's another one diving, and there's also a Stewart there, and just everything's dying. It's insane. Literally everything is dying. This is right after post cap. We have used every single tank has been expended in the pursuit of this capture, and we only have the default PZ4 rolling up. So, in conclusion, the main shift was a shift away from trying to just fight them in a tank engagement. The tank engagements on SMDM are extremely shitty with the hedges. The hedges are not very fair. Sometimes you can get shot through them without being able to shoot back through them. There's a lot of bullshit involved, is what I'm trying to say. So, that was essentially the key strategic shift. Filling the gap with AT guns was crucial after losing multiple heavies. Generally, if you lose multiple heavies in a short time span, everything's fucked. And of course, the L-shaped attack, supported by tanks. The main thing that ESPT won was an invincible mental state. After finally getting the win, and it wasn't just like a turtle, it was they had the point. We took it from them. Uh, this essentially makes our mental game unbeatable. At no point will we ever stop trying to win the game until there's 2 minutes left. And there is a there's just so much value in that. And I think that's a strength of ours that is maybe either underlooked or just completely unknown. So yeah, sometimes you got to spend tanks to make tanks. Bye bye.